Okay, so, in the Notion on the main page, of course, I underneath resources, I have this page called development resources. I'm gonna keep updating this with like random other little things. Um, but right now I just put the rigging workflow in here. Um,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just go down this list with like as a visual aid. And if you
Mhm.
wanted to go ahead and um, join that, like look at that page with me while I go down it, and maybe add some notes or comments as I talk through things. Um, Luva, give me 1 second. I have to move all the
You're so
things
good.
that she can knock down so that I don't get annoyed while she's having a rampage. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, good old Luva. Um, so yeah, so you did get Google Drive desktop, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, and so did you? Um, so you sorry, did you were you able to access the Project Heart folder?
Project Heart folder. Let me see.
Yeah. So the way that it's set up for me is I have access to I have this on both of my accounts, but I have access to this underneath my drive. Now
Okay.
it might be different for you because it might be under shared drives. I'm not
Understood.
entirely
Okay.
sure. So let me know when you do find that.
Okay.
Because it's definitely different for me
Uh,
because I own it. But
let's see. Um. Okay. It looks like it's under shared drives for me.
okay, yeah. So shared drives, and then so then the reason why I think we should have access to Google Drive Desktop is because we have easy access to all of these files that are in here rather than like downloading them from the browser and then trying to re-upload them and doing all that. You can just actively work on a thing and then save it to Google Drive and everyone else will see the changes. Um,
Oh, so beautiful.
so um, that means that underneath assets, I have a 2D rigs folder here. Um,
Perfect.
now, that's the one thing about like we have a small team, so we can just kind of do this because I don't think, for the most part, no one's gonna be working on things at the same exact time,
Hmm.
right? But if we were a
Yeah.
bigger team, we had multiple animators, I would start splitting these up to different folders and different files. But for now, we are just gonna use just one file. I believe it's gonna be this Inkscape file. Well, we have Inky and we
Okay.
have Inkscape. There's
I know
a
it's so
lot of
confusing.
different, yeah.
All these little programs. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Oh, hello. Let me. I'm gonna switch my screens on here and on Discord so that I can
Okay.
use my drawing tablet because that's what it's here
Awesome.
for.
Awesome.
Um, so pull this up. Okay, so there are. So the way that I Okay, so I'm gonna first go through Inkscape here and just kind of like the basics and as like my kind of methodology for this. Um,
Okay.
Especially I don't know how many what vector programs have you used if any?
Adobe Illustrator.
Right.
I've played with GIMP a tiny bit, but I wouldn't call myself a pro.
Okay.
Uh, Quick Studio has some vector stuff, but it's kind of scuffed.
Yeah.
And then I downloaded Inkscape and I opened it. I drew a line and then I got busy.
Hell yeah. That's okay.
But it's not something that I'm unfamiliar with for sure.
Okay, yeah. Um, okay, so there are going to be a couple different things in Inkscape than there are in Illustrator. But the reason why I like using Inkscape is because I can do very simple things as just like, let me, let's see, did I, oh, that's a clone. For example, I can go in and select a point and delete it with the delete
Woohoo!
key. You know how crazy that
Yay!
is?
Honestly, crazy concept.
Illustrator,
Program has never done that
yeah,
before.
I don't know why Illustrator doesn't allow you to just do that. It pisses me off. So
I know.
that,
I know.
and then also just trying to get off of Adobe as much as possible. We will come back to that.
Yes.
But, um, so, so I initially started with building out the base here, mainly because I know that these are our main characters. We're gonna want to put them in different outfits. We don't necessarily have to do this for other characters that we know are just gonna be one note and wear the same thing all the time. But for these characters, I think it is just important that we have a base outfit. Um, or a base. Well, this is technically not an outfit, but a base body,
But yeah,
so that
base
we
like
can
look.
build an outfit around it. Um,
Yeah.
so we can kind of like do this sort of thing. Now that I'll get to the cloning in just a second here. But I thought that I would go ahead and start working on the blue outfit while you're here.
Okay.
So let me see. So I have Violet. Whoa, you have a. Ha 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 ha. Thanks, Inkscape.
Oh, do you hear my? Do you
You
hear
have
my
a
ducks?
duck? Yeah, do you have a duck?
I have four. I have
You have
five.
4 ducks? Oh my
I have four
goodness.
ducks. Say hi.
Hi, Dugs. Oh my goodness. That's so
You hear them going
cute.
wah wah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
I'm
was
just
like,
outside walking around now, getting some fresh air.
I was
Just
wondering what
showing.
that was. That's so funny. Um, okay, so let me get these layers. And so, also the other thing with having a body is that we can just keep using assets that are similar. So, especially for the head, when we were like rotating the head and whatnot, it's nice to use the same base and adjust it from there. So,
Okay.
these are all Mars's initial assets. So, believe
Okay.
yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I group these together. And this is all Violet. And then I'm gonna take this and then just copy and paste it. So I'm just copying and pasting this just because I know I'm gonna make edits, but I don't want to change the I don't want to change the original. So I'm gonna name this blue base, which is the same naming convention that I did with Violet here. And the goal is to go ahead and make the base body. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move these this clothing. Now, Inkscape is a little weird because sometimes when you're clicked out of an object and then, well, it did it, and then now I'm trying to do it and it's not doing it anymore.
It's gaslighting you.
There we go. So if you click on another
Okay.
object, you'll see that it actually selects the full thing. So I come back here to blue and it selects the full thing. If it does that to you, you can just keep clicking into it and then it will go ahead and select the part.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up Blue's clothing here. just because the vector itself, I know, needs a little bit of cleaning, but also we're trying to reduce the amount of unique assets so that we can go ahead and do something like I just did earlier, where I actually, oh my goodness, so many clicking into here. There we go. I can move this, and you can see that the body or the clothing also moves. That's because it's doing something called cloning. So I believe the same thing will happen if I'm going ahead and editing the body. You can see how every single one of these moves the arm. That's because it is a clone of the original.
That's actually kind of nice.
That means that if I go ahead and edit the points in here, if I move this, it not only changes that one hand on every single one, but you can notice it changes the other one because the other one is a flipped clone. So when I was just going ahead and messing with this little notch in here, I don't have to worry about making sure I copy and paste it and put it in the right position every single time, right? I can just go ahead and adjust it and play with it and see how I like it, and just kind of zoom out and see how it looks and all the different ones, you know. That's what we're aiming to get to here. With blue, we don't have that right now. We very much have.
You have to set that up. Huh?
We very much have individual assets here.
Yeah.
So, now the thing is, I actually just realized, with the body bases, and I'm actually gonna pull out Mars's image here. Ideally, we have similar body types. I would say this one on the left and probably this one on the far right should be the same body type, and then the other two could be more similar. We'll probably do characters based off of both Blue and Violet's bodies first, and then maybe adjust for extra cases. Which is why making these bases is really, really important. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things. I'm actually going to focus on the actual base body first. So I'm going to select everything else and go over here and hide it using the little eye icon. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and mirror this just for peace of mind so that I know that it is being properly mirrored and it looks a bit cleaner. Now you notice this is exactly why I like Inkscape, because I can just select all these and delete. And then we have these big circle things that just kind of pull out and round it all out. You can actually just control click those and they'll disappear, and then we go right back into this flat base here. I'm also going to do that with these other ones just so that I have flat corners, because we can come back and edit that later. And then I'm going to go over to here we have something called path effects. So I can actually go ahead and look up mirror, and we get mirror symmetry. And there's this line here that allows us to go ahead and add the symmetry. So I'm just going to get that really close as much as possible. And we're going to attempt, is it fuse paths, or is it, I think it was fuse opposite sides or something like that. Let's see.
You make Inkscape look so easy, Sky. I think
this is why I'm recording, so you can go back and watch this. Because trust me, it took me maybe 20 hours, if not more, of working on Violet to do this workflow and get it into the engine. And I'm trying to make it so that it doesn't take you 20 hours to do that.
I appreciate you guys.
Cause like, holy shit, yeah. I think it would probably still take the same amount even if we were in Illustrator.
Yeah.
So,
But that's because it's Illustrator, though.
but that's also, well, that's because it's Illustrator. So I think it's just like, defining the workflow and just kind of getting used to it. And then you'll get faster with it as we keep going. So like this also, it seems like, what did I do? Let's see. I can go to Path Effects, and I just did it perfectly, I guess. It just doesn't have that line. So let me, let's see. What can I do? Yeah. Oh wait, I had it. Oh god. Oh, there's multiple. See, this is why I wanted to go through and clean this up. You're watching me dynamically clean this. So there were multiple points in there. So now.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, it's alright though. That's just kind of what happens. And also Mars was learning Inkscape for the first time while doing this, right?
I see.
So like, things happen. It's good to just go ahead and check in and make sure things are done the right way. I think.
Yes.
Is there another? I'm actually gonna move this symmetry line down so I can see how much it's. Oh!
It worked? I hear you solved it?
I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, got it as close as possible. We can actually go ahead and apply this if we really, really want to. I'm gonna play around with it real quick, but in the same way that you can apply modifiers in Blender, I think you can also apply filters in Photoshop. You can flatten path effects in Inkscape, and now we have this completely mirrored path here. Now we do have these like separated paths. So I'm actually going to go ahead and select both of those. And this is another reason why I like using Inkscape, is because it has these buttons up here. If you see, you can kind of look at them and guess what they do. This one is join selected nodes. So I'm going to just select that. And, oh, is it because it's the, let's see here. You know what? Actually, wait. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Control Z. I'm gonna get rid of this fuse, and then flatten it. Yeah. Okay. So there's like some extra points floating around here. So I'm just gonna move this as much as I can to try to. I'm just gonna. Is that gonna work? No. Fun things. You know what? I think that's part of the reason why there is a line in there. And I think that might be actually why I gave up with Violet and didn't flatten it. Is there still... Get rid of that again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this again. Let's do, well, fuse paths does that. Fuse opposite sides, flatten. So part of the issue right now is it's treating it as two separate objects when it's really not. But the cool thing is that actually I'm going to choose to disregard this because it's actually not that important right now, because to the naked eye, I'm not going to see that line that's going down the middle. And I think that's fine. But this is exactly
can-
why we clone these, because if I really wanted to go back here and edit this, and it did become an issue later, I can clone it and know that it will be the same for all of these models that we're using, especially if we're doing different characters on these different using the different bases. Like, it's going to be really important that we have easy edit access to the base example, or the base that we're using for everything. So just gonna go ahead and make sure that we only have 1 point here. Yeah. Okay, that's our 1 point. Make sure that's round. Yeah, that's good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's look at the legs here. So I'm gonna do legs first and then arms. Now, I'm a bit of a little stickler about the legs, about the limbs in general. I like when the limbs actually like blend in with the side of of the body.
Oh, you want it to be kind of even?
Yeah, like
okay,
like this, kind of. And you can kind of see, and also know notice how little points I have. We'll get to that in a second. But you'll notice that I actually gave, here, I'll hide this. I actually didn't like try to meet it at the base of the body. I gave it enough space inside of the body so that it can rotate and have a little more of an edge. This, I would say, is not enough inside the body to kind of match. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and take so this is why I want less points. So I'm actually gonna just simplify this a little bit. I think when you're first drawing, I don't blame you if you're just trying to put a point along, because that's what Mars did, I assume, is just going here, placing a point just along each thing like this, and I don't blame you for that. But you can, the glorious thing about vectors is that you can actually simplify it down, and it actually will make it a lot more smooth. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. No fault.
And then so we're gonna try to line that curve up a little bit. That's a bit. But like, see how I can now adjust these curves because I have a lot less points in between, and kind of just eyeball what that looks like a bit more. That's the reason why. So let's get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this and probably these. Probably this a little bit more. So I'm gonna kind of keep these load-bearing curve points, and then I'm gonna remove the body so you can see. Yeah, it's doing some weird shit. So control click on the circles, control click, and then this is doing that because of look how far this circle is. So we're gonna bring this down, and then I can actually also control click on any of the points themselves to give them the handles, and then gonna just get rid of these for now. Yeah, so there's 2 points here. So I'm gonna try to, you'll be able to kind of tell if it starts to do some weird pointed things, and there are no handles attached to whatever point you're selected. You can kind of guess that there's a second point in here that's doing some weird shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that, and then control click this so I can get this handle again, And now we can kind of come back to some even points. And I'm just going to kind of even this out so we're not like bow-legged. Bring this down. Yeah, we're starting to get there. So I'm gonna bring the body back, and you can see that's much better. We're definitely a bit more aligned with the body itself, so that we can kind of treat the clothing as it kind of just like shapes the body a bit more.
I see. Question, Sky. So with Blue's left leg being all the way up, almost to like the middle of her torso, is that gonna affect like the bones when it comes to Unity? Like when you're importing the sprites, put it into Unity?
That's a good question. So I can actually play around with that and show you. Let me make sure I save this just in case it crashes. Yeah, make sure you keep saving, because that's the one thing about Inkscape, that it does decide to crash every once in a while.
No way. It's too powerful.
It definitely, yeah, it's a little too powerful. Okay, so in Unity, in the workshops folder, we have 2D character rigs. And this is where we have Violet here, and this is where I like to just throw it into 2D, just so that we can just do it like this, yeah. And I will get more into setting this up and changing sprites on the bones and stuff, all that fun stuff. But
yeah,
for now,
and I can help you mess with it too.
Yeah. So there's this. So this is where we actually animate everything. And you'll notice that we can actually go ahead and just pull the leg out. So just in case, part of the reason why we put we want to give it a lot of extra length into the hip, is just in case we're doing like pulling the leg down. For an animation, it still like has some space to still look like it's connected to the body, rather than just cutting it right off at the hip. I think you'll be able to see that better if I hide this. Funny enough, I did. Now this skirt is definitely hiding it, right? But the body itself, and we'll get to why that is. But the body itself actually went down to definitely like really into the skirt here. So this does give us a lot of range. Just kind of imagine where the skirt is. It gives us a lot of range to hello. Why did you stop? There we go. To move the leg down that we probably wouldn't have if the leg itself was cut off shorter. So longer is better, but not too long. I don't want her legs to go up all the way into her abdomen, but definitely giving enough where you're like also considering the quote unquote hips. And it's mainly just for animation space, just so that we're giving ourselves a little bit more range. Same thing with the arm as well. Honestly, I could have done a better job with this, because I honestly should give the arms a circle, so it actually has a shoulder blade, so that when we're at this point, when we're pulling the arm out, you see this pointed section here, right? We actually don't want that. We want to try to be able to have a bit more of a curve, and that would be a circle here as an actual shoulder blade, and I didn't do that, so that needs to be redone, right? And that's why we have the clones and all the things, so that we can actually go back and tweak things. But so that's the general a method with limbs in general. General method with limbs in general. Awesome. So
Play.
I'm gonna say I'm happy with that. We can always go back and adjust that later. But this is blue base. So what is the naming convention that I used? We do want to try to keep the same naming convention. It matters more in Photoshop than it does in here. But yeah, VL arm, VL leg. So we have BL leg. So that's already perfectly fine. Except Mars is gonna hate me for this one. This is technically Blue's right leg. Now, Gloria, why is that Blue's right leg? Why is that Blue's right leg?
Because in her perspective, if you were in her shoes, that one is her right leg.
Yep. And, you know, if we were constantly front-facing in 2D, I wouldn't really care. But because we are moving to the side, because we are turning all the way around, it does matter. It does matter. It will help the animators so much more to know that it is actually the right leg. So I do have to go ahead and rename that. So we're going to rename it, and then I'm going to delete the fake right leg, and I'm going to go ahead and clone this the actual right leg. So you can just go ahead and hit Alt D. Sometimes that fucked up my computer and it did some weird shit. So you can also just I believe you can also just right click on it, make sure it's actually selected. Yeah, see, it's like selecting the group.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Okay, well, select it in the hierarchy, and then right-click it, and then clone. And at the very top of the folder, it'll say, like, use something. This, I'm just going to name BL leg. And yeah, I'm going to bring this down, and just put them right next to each other, and then I'm going to take this and flip it. So at the very top here, we have our horizontal flip. And then I'm just gonna very nicely select this and okay, well, I'm hiding that one. Oh yeah, so that's part of the issue of it being cloned, is that it will actually do that. What?
Is it because its clone is staying in that same exact spot? Or no, I'm tripping.
Yeah, no, it was just being... Sometimes it does weird things. I kept selecting the leg that was in front of it, so you just have to be a little...
Is there a way... Is there a way to hide, like, layers? I think there's some eyes on your right there. Can you hide that? Is that hiding it?
Yeah, the thing is it actually, Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. It actually hides the clone as well.
Oh, girl, what the... Man.
Yeah. So, you just gotta kind of hope that you can grab it and finagle it a little bit, but...
Me when I hope and pray in my drawing program.
Right? So, the nice thing about Inkscape is that it can kind of help you snap. You want to use that, like, the top alignment line to make sure that it's aligned. It is... aligning to some other stuff above it, which I am a little annoyed that it is doing that. So because of that, I'm gonna hold shift, and that actually removes that for me. And then just to be a little picky and precise, I'm gonna actually set the Y here. So I'm gonna choose the original, copy the Y position, go select the other one, and paste the Y position. Does it really matter? No, but also sometimes maybe not really.
Pretty numbers are nice.
Pretty numbers are nice. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm gonna... You can also just, like, really Ooh, hello. You can also really be specific, and the plus minus actually adjusts it by like a tenth of a pixel or something, which is kind of crazy. So I think I'm happy with that there. That's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to go ahead and group the body and the legs so that I know that it is the body. And you'll see underneath Violet, here, I'm going to move this folder up so that it's really close. You'll see underneath Violet, I actually named it Violet Body Base. That is not entirely true yet because I'm not done with the arms yet. So let me do this, blue body base. Okay, and then same thing with the arms. So I'm actually going to get rid of the right arm. We're going to open up the left arm. So the difference between the select, so there's the actual like selector tool, which is S, and then you can choose the node tool, which is N, or just select it on the left side, and that's what's adjusting all these nodes. And then same philosophy. So because I already explained it, I'm just gonna kind of zoom through this a little bit.
Yes. All good, all good.
So just cleaning up these nodes a little bit. I want to make sure, so I know there's multiple, I can see them here, so we want to have the least amount of nodes that makes sense. So these I actually don't need. And then I can actually get rid of these, and then, yeah. Should be nice.
Like a smooth baguette.
Yeah, like a smooth baguette. So I'm gonna pull this up a little bit, just so it kind of aligns with the shoulder. I'm actually gonna pull this out, and then I'm gonna do what I didn't do with Violet, and give Blue a circular shoulder. So let's do this real quick. Yeah, and the reason why this is a circle is not because we're actually going to see this part. We're going to see this lovely little curve here. And that's actually going to be a lot nicer when we are animating. And the way that you can kind of test that, I'm going to go back into the selector mode, and it's going to let me select. It's going to let me select. It's going to let me select.
It's going to let you select.
It's not.
It's not. It has to let you select. You got this, guys.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
You will select. Yes.
You can. The more times that you let it select, it will, or you keep trying, then it will actually eventually let you select. I'm gonna move the pivot point over here, and then do this rotation. And yeah, it could be nicer. It could be nicer, but it's starting to get there.
It has the, you know, you're gonna get the point.
Let's see here.
Get it because it's a vector program point.
So that actually means I could just go ahead and let's try to design with the body and the animation in mind. Yeah, I think
you should also pop up the top a little bit too.
Yeah, I think it would be like more like
or
not that.
Or hear me out. Hear me out. You can also widen the top part of the torso a little bit too, so that the bottom part is a little more rounded. Babe?
Right. Yeah, I would want to have like a bit more of a thing here,
like
but I think I'm gonna just let it be for now.
For now, yeah, we can mess around with it.
Because I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, like it would have to be a bit more of harmony between the body and the arm to be able to get that done. So I guess for now, I'm going to go back to just doing this. That's probably why I just cheated with Violet and it didn't do it. Because it did. It was being a little annoying or something. So we're just going to do this. Ooh, hello. Why are you like this? Oh, okay. Okay, and then I'm actually I need to rotate this back. So as you select the limbs, they will switch between move, rotation, and then scale. You just keep clicking on it, and then it will do that. So let's make sure we're here. Bring it down to match the base a little bit. Fine tune it with the Y. For some reason, positive is down. Don't really understand why. And then let's just gonna leave it like that for now. I think here, let me show this one thing before I forget. You can actually just add a point by double clicking in between some other points. There are some ways to do it in the actual menu, but that's when you're in node mode, you can just kind of do that. And then I'm just going to control click it here to smooth it out. And then I believe there's a way to move both of these at the same time, but we're just not gonna worry about it. And then I don't like that divot. So that means that is weird. We're gonna, yeah, there we go. Yeah! We'll take it. That's fine.
That's fine. We vibe.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't look as much of like a baguette. But ideally the shoulder blade, like kind of, we can make the body kind of blend a little bit more with the shoulder blade. We can also do a little bit more cheating with the actual clothing on. The base is okay if it's a little jagged because we know we're gonna cover it with things. Ideally our characters are clothed in this game.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we're gonna say that that's okay. So I'm going to take that, same thing, that is the right arm, and then I'm going to go ahead and clone that, so right click, clone, and then I'm actually going to name it so that I left arm, just so that I don't lose it, and then flip it horizontal, and this time it was actually nice. Oh, you know what? It was probably nice because I changed the pivot. Just realized that. So if you change the pivot and then you clone it, maybe that'll be better. Okay, cool. And then I'm actually gonna just go ahead and move both the arms into this body base folder. And all right. So now we're gonna treat that as our body base. You can select, this one needs to get that into here, and you should be able to select the entire thing and move it around. All right, so now I like the head's fine. Head doesn't really need to change. We might need to go ahead and adjust some things. I made myself laugh. That was so funny. Yeah. Oh no. We might need to change some things later. But I think for now, we're fine. Let me make sure. Let me look at the. Yeah, I think I just decided to not worry about cloning. And like duplicating the sides and whatnot, because I knew that I was just gonna be cloning the entire head. Like, I know that I can move this and
He's so cute.
I'm taking a screenshot of that. Sorry, she's just
Can we just
so.
have and can we make this the official model?
It's
Like
amazing.
she's so bug-eyed. I love it.
That's so funny. I'm throwing that in Unity Gore. It's not really Unity Gore, but it's funny. Um, okay. um, all right. So yeah, but you could see that even though I didn't technically clone the different eyes, if it'll let me select it, like there's no clones in this folder, but even except for not doing that, it still has the full clone if you just clone a group. So we're just gonna do that here, and I have my head front base, and then all these clothes I'm going to work on in a different thing. So, worry about the right facing later. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with Violet, and then I'm gonna make a big blue folder. I'm gonna name these rigs, blue rig, violet rig. Okay, and then I'm gonna do actually I want to be doing the academy, so I actually copied the wrong one, which is fine, but I just wanted the base there. So we're gonna make can I just make a folder in here? Is that hard? Okay, well, so I'm gonna actually get rid of all those clothes. That's fine. Oh, I forgot that the hair changes. The hair doesn't change for Violet, but the hair changes for Blue. That's okay.
I was wondering on would we like make the head bald in that case to change out the hair?
Yeah. Yes. I actually kind of forgot about that because Violet's hair is literally the exact same for both the academy and then but for Blue, yeah, we would just have the head and then okay, interesting.
So for the hair, it's gonna be in different layers as far as I see it. So it's gonna be the back hair. So like for example, Blue's pigtails would be its separate thing. Yeah. And then you'll have the head in the middle, and then you would have the bangs as kind of like that front layer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, hairs can be maybe like 2 to 3.
Terrible.
I wouldn't exceed more than 3, but that's probably how we would do that.
This is terrifying. Bald. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that for now. We'll go ahead and drag everything else back, but we do need to make some changes because we adjusted sizing of things. Because I know we're running out of space, I'm gonna just give myself some more space. So we're going to file, document properties, and then the height is going to be 750. And we're going to hit enter. And wow, look at that. I have so much more space.
Yippee!
I'm going to clone these, but separately. I'm going to clone... Hi, honey. I'm gonna clone the bot. Did I do that before? Wait, let me make sure. You know what? No. I guess I'm not gonna clone them separately. I'm gonna just select. So we do technically have them separate, right? I have the head. I have the head separately. I can. It is separate. I promise. I'm not lying. Eventually, there we go. There we go. It is separate. Then the body is also separate. But I can actually go ahead and take the blue base and then gonna clone it and then drag it down.
Cool.
And Luva, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Sorry. Getting distracted by my cat. Okay, so, and then I'm gonna also put this into a group, and I'm gonna name this Blue WPA. Blue WPA. And that's this one. So, now that I have that group, I could hypothetically move this arm, and then it'll adjust like that. Which does mean that I do want to give the arms a notch, and I kind of forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do...
Hello.
Hello? Hi, Ruben!
Hello.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. I am recording and also showing Gloria how to rig things. So we're going through this right now. Okay, and then I just gave it a notch. Yeah, and just like that, like it updated on both, and I'm very proud of the fact that honestly, when I was doing this, like I was doing the Violet rig, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know it existed. I was like, I figured it out, or like was wondering. I was typing into Google like, does Inkscape have like linked duplicates in the same way Blender does? And it does. It was awesome.
It very much gives Blender vibes when you were cloning
so
the stuff,
sick.
and I was like, oh my goodness.
It's so sick. I love it. So yeah. Okay, so on my base, I'm actually gonna lock the base so that I don't mess it up. And then Luva, I'm gonna kick your ass, just so you're aware. Goodness. She's fed. She just is bored and is deciding to assault everything in the room because she's bored. Blue, WP, well, this is, let me, we got base fit.
So cute.
What is this? What is this? So I assume it's the, oh, I copied both the front view and the side view. Okay, that's what that is. So I'm just gonna, this is just my blue front body clown. You can clean that up later. But so now I'm gonna actually go ahead and again, I do not want to be adjusting the originals just in case I mess something up. You always want the originals to exist. So I'm just going to go here, select, and this is not cloning. I'm copying and pasting. So I copy and then make sure that I'm selected into the folder that I want and then paste. And use the selected node. I'm going to drag it over here, and ideally the snapping thing is really nice to you. In this case, it's being a little fucking bitch. And I think that's fine. I'm going to. Does this need to be? It does need to be behind both things. Okay, let's do this. So back hair needs to be behind the body. There we go. And then I'm just gonna make sure that I like where it's like centered here. How's that looking? Oh. I think it does actually sit like this. Maybe a bit more down. Let's do that. Okay, cool. So we have the hair, and then I'm gonna do the same with the body. So let's do a little selecting in here. these, get this. Okay, how much of that did I get? All of it, cool. So again, copy paste, gonna go over here, and in blue WPA, I'm gonna go ahead and paste. And even then, it didn't even move it into the folder that I wanted. Thanks. But, so, this should, yeah, that's a fit. It's a fit for sure. I'm gonna do that here. Yeah. Now, this does need to be adjusted a little bit. But
Yeah.
I do think we're a little lucky in this case because blue just is wearing baggier clothes. But I think, honestly, I think we're fine. I'm just going to leave it like this. Well, not like this. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this. Same concept with everything else. Ideally, we're going through and cleaning up all these nodes. This is not like Blender, however, where like this is a computational issue. It definitely is not that. That is fine. It's more of a, if we want to change something later, this is going to be a little annoying, and also just for ease of mind. I guess the one thing is, yeah. Well, let's see. Can I? This is the test that I give these. Is a pivot, just a general guess. Pivot and then check with the rotation. Yeah, that's too much of a gap for the shoulder. So I am going to, I think for now, because I'm just showing this to you and I already went through the workflow of doing that, I'm not going to edit it.
Yeah. This will be something I'll like.
Yeah. But so that is definitely something that I would go back and look at and make adjustments for. This also right now is going to be just like a very quick shitty change. Also, I am not going to clone these. So, like, ideally, all of the shoes, like the shoe parts, are and the socks and things are cloned, so that we have the same thing on both sides. Same thing with the arms. Any sort of this combination, like anything that can be mirrored and cloned should be mirrored and cloned. I am breaking that rule right now for time's sake.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let me just do this. Yeah. And also, like, this is just I think that issue will also get solved in making the vectors. Like, we're only adjusting right now because I just had Mars make vectors, and that's it, right? We weren't, I still wanted to go through and figure out this workflow, but now that we have it figured out, when the vectors get made, we should definitely try to adhere to that organizational standard for these. Just so that it is a lot easier to rig later on. It is a very similar concept to doing 3D modeling as well. Like, it's, you know, if you model and make sure the topology is good for rigging, your riggers are going to love you a lot more, so that they don't have to go back in and edit things. You know, it just makes the next person's job a lot easier. Okay, cool. I think that is it for Inkscape, except for exporting, of course. Before I move on to exporting, any questions, anything that you want me to demonstrate again, Anything that comes to mind like that?
Not at the moment. I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Okay. So now we gotta do the exporting bullshit. It's gonna be fun. So.
Wait, why is it bullshit?
Oh God.
Wait, now we get to see it.
So first off, I tried to just use Krita. I just wanted to use Krita, but the main issue is that Unity has
PSP.
PSBs and Photoshop files in general baked into the engine, like the way that they edit things. So it makes our life so much easier if we can just constantly update and adjust PSDs. So I had to go pirate Photoshop. I was not paying for Photoshop, but I did go pirate it. If you don't have access to Photoshop and need it, let me know. Help you. But I think do you have Photoshop, Gloria?
Not anymore. No,
You don't?
I never paid for my Photoshop
That's
unless we Yarhar it. But doesn't Inkscape doesn't have a thing where you can export to PSV?
no.
No. Dang, Windows, you're slacking.
So, as much as I like Inkscape, that's the one thing where Adobe kind of locks us into that ecosystem of Illustrator can actually export to a PSD, which can actually go into.
What does Inkscape export to? Is it just like a vector?
So, yeah, so that's what we're gonna get to right now. So,
Okay.
so this is where our Google Drive comes in. So again, actually I have it saved here. So in the 2D rig section, this file, VB parts main, is the one that I've been updating. I have this Violet Parts PSD. I'm actually just gonna open it, and then. So I was looking at Photopea, and I'm gonna attempt to move the SVG into Photoshop just off rip and see what it does, because I forget if it just doesn't fucking do that. It might do something weird, but
Yeah.
So this is.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say my workaround would be saving it into an SVG. I have Clip Studio Paint. I think it takes SVG files, and I can like put it as a PSB.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
that is my solution, but that's because I have CSP.
I think you should definitely do whatever works best for you. The end result in Unity should definitely be a PSD. Can you open PSD files in Clip Studio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it's a little jank, but it works.
yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes. And you'll kind of see why. But yeah. So this is kind of the way that everything should be set up. I want to see, where's the canvas size? Here we go. 2048 is what I did. So I'm gonna actually do a new file. 2048. So these are my settings. I did the 16-bit, 300 resolution, and then I'm going to. Oh, okay. So before I do that, I'm gonna select this blue WPA folder and the base. Well, oh wait, no, sorry. It has the clone in there, so that's fine. The clone is fine. And then I'm gonna go to the export file, and we're doing single file selection. And I want to export this as an SVG. I'm going to export it as an Inkscape SVG. I believe that is what I put it in. Did I not? Maybe I think I deleted it just so that no one else is like thinking that it's something else. So I'm just going to do this for now. In 2D rigs, I'm going to do blue WPA parts, and then I'm going to export it, and then here we are. So well, you can see I just have that selection. There is some white down there. That's cool. That can get edited later. So so I'm gonna just, I'm just gonna willy-nilly drag this in here and let's see what it does. Oh, wait. Well, it's in here, that's for sure. But it actually doesn't have all the layers, which sucks. I need the layers, because this is a rig. I can't do any of that, which sucks. Let's try that again. I'm going to import. Oh, I can't do that. Fine. Okay, I'm gonna open a file. Like, it's just not. I'm just pointing this all out because it's just not gonna work. Let me try one more thing.
So funny.
Let's do this. I'm gonna right click, open with Photoshop. Let's see what it does. We want this 2048. I don't want it to be like linked like that. 20. Oh God, I hate Photoshop so much. Why are you like this? Why are you?
Literally.
What is wrong with you? What happened to you as a child?
All my homies hate Photoshop.
Yeah, so even if I open it up in like with Photoshop, it still is one layer, and that sucks. That's not what I wanted.
Man, that's not what we wanted.
So that is why I use Photopea. So
okay.
I actually did end up downloading Photopea, or the weird like web, or the weird kind of not web browser version of it, but it's a desktop thing. I don't know. It's weird, but I did download it. And it does pop up in this fun little window. That's just for me. I'm actually not going to use that, just so that you have proof that you can use it online. So I'm going to open from computer, and then select blue WPA parts, and then open that. And would you look at that? It has all the file data.
Shout out to Photopea.
Shout out to Photopea. Now this might scare you. It might, like, wow, that's kind of crazy. It looks like it's pixel art at this point, which actually looks pretty good for pixel art, funny enough. You'll also notice that we have no names. Yay!
No, wait. Are you telling me that you have to guess which in each and every layer?
Yes,
wait, then what was the... Oh,
go rename everything. Yes.
Okay, wait. Is it at least in the same order?
Yes. Yes, it is still organized all together. The groups still exist.
Okay. That's fine.
The groups
just,
still
like,
exist.
compare
Okay.
the file
Yeah.
and...
I think also... Oh, it also, like, for some reason selected the base. I don't know why it did that, but it's like off screen. That's so weird. But yeah, so like all the groups are still here. I'm gonna get rid of the base original. I'm gonna get rid of the base original. And but yes, it is all still grouped together. The base body clone is here. Even that part is actually also you still have your layers even though it was a clone, which is why we're using clones, like it still does that, which is awesome. So This is fine, actually. We don't need to make it bigger or anything. If you try to make it bigger, if you try to make it 2048, like pixels, like square, in the web browser, it's actually going to get really, really fucking laggy, and you don't need to do that because these are still technically vectorized paths. So all you have to do is go over to File, Save as PSD, and there you go. We have blue WPA parts, PSD. I'm just going to drag that in over here, and I'm actually just going to name it blue parts because I do want to just keep updating this file as much as we can. And then I can open that up in Photoshop. And then Photoshop is actually nice to you, and it actually gives you all the layers. It's so dumb that had to happen, but it is what it is. So now I'm gonna go to image and then go to canvas size and then 2048, and then hit OK. And then we're just gonna go ahead and here, let me make this full screen. Look how small it is. So, and then Alt Shift to evenly scale, and would you look at that? That is full size. I'm trying to line it up all the way. I want to try to use as much of this texture space as possible. But yeah. So, this is where we get back to naming everything. But the cool part here is actually, like, we do need to go through and name everything, yes. But we can actually go ahead and do a little 2-in-1 while we're doing that. We don't need this to be... So let me I can't hide all of that all at once. That's really frustrating. I forgot about that. Let me just pull this out and then pull it back in. Does that? No. There we go. There we go. Okay. So remember, so yeah, there's that line. It like pops up really weirdly here, but I actually think it'll disappear when we rasterize it. So I think that's also fine. It's not the end of the world. So the reason why we vectorize everything initially is so that we have these really clean cut lines. We're not relying on people to do this by hand. We're not relying on a bunch of different people to match the same style, yada, 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 yada. So we vectorize everything first, then we can actually come into Photoshop or whatever your editing software is and adjust things and do whatever extra shading or, you know, you could do some like special masking if you really wanted to. Just, you know, normal image editing, animator, artist things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and focus on just the body for now. And this is, yeah, we're going to have to go ahead and just kind of guess what everything is. I'm going to do the head first. So this is my right eye and the right eye glint. The eye actually, so this step here is actually just taking everything that we don't need to that we don't need to worry about being a separate bone, and just literally rasterizing it all together. So or converting it to a smart object technically. I think, didn't I set that to like F8 for myself? I think it did. I did, and then it got rid of it. Thanks. So I'm converting this to a smart object. I selected the eyes and all those bits, and then just merged them together and flatten the layer. And then this is B eyes. I'm gonna open up Violet's parts here just so that I have reference to these naming conventions. So I think, yeah, so I did end up also keeping the base. I didn't just like get rid of it. Just because, again, it's good to just have those references, because then you can kind of just re-access them just in case. So, but for now, yeah, so I did, for all the base things, I did base insert whatever, and then insert the facing direction. So in this case, this would be base eyes front. And now these names are actually important. So you do want to do this the right way. So base, head, front. I can spell. And then, so this is just, that was just the head. And go back here. I did, yeah, base, head, front. That's my body. Where? Oh, okay. And then this would be yeah, so this is a little confusing because it's the facing direction of front, but I actually didn't say back, because we will eventually have a back facing. So I did the head in numbers. So this actually would be base, hair, front, 2. Because the base hair, well, I guess it's not base hair, so we'll have to come back to that.
It's like back hair or something like that.
Well, no, not base. I mean, it's this is the Academy hair. This is technically mortal realm hair, and then the other one is astral, which is why I'm calling it base. But technically, this should be. So I'm actually gonna. Instead of calling it base, because we don't have a base hair for blue, I'm going to call it WPA hair.
Okay, perfect.
Front. This one's all the way in the front, so it's going to be 0. We're doing 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to rename this as well. This is WPA. And I'm actually just going to pull this all the way out so that I can reorganize this in the files. And yeah, so then I need my bows. Take these, convert to smart object. I would move that to a keybind. I had it on F8 and then it ate it. It destroyed my keybind. But this would be WPA hair front 1. So that's our naming convention for these. You will see why when I get into Unity. So 0 is all the way at the front. 1 is mid, and then 2 is behind that one. We're doing basically sorting layers, right? So 0 is our front sorting layer, and then we're going 1, 2. And then we have our head, and just like that, okay? And then, so I'm going to yeah, so the back hair is a little weird because we have to do it in regards to the body, but I can actually move the these are this is weird because we don't have base hair. It's throwing me off a little bit, but it's fine, whatever. Now I'm gonna do the body here. So I'm actually gonna turn all of this. I'm gonna group it. This is going to just be it's fine. We'll just do that, and then this is going to be all in there, and then there it's gone. Okay. So now this is my base body. Now let me make sure. Oh, I'm gonna save that Photoshop file. Body base. I did go through and name. Yeah, I did name everything individually. So, now these are all still technically vectors, by the way. Just so that you're aware. Yeah, you can actually go through and adjust these. I just like Inkscape better. I think it's not the end of the world if you do vectors in another program. But I don't think you can do linked duplicates in this program. I don't think you can.
Nah.
So I would just rather do it in Inkscape and take advantage of that.
Yeah. I would just use another program to like convert it and do the cleanup and making it PSB friendly, but that's about it.
Yeah, as long as it gets to the PSD file with the naming conventions, and then we can drag that into Unity and use the name, like have access to it all. That's all I care about.
That's all I care.
Yeah. Okay, so here I'm actually gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna rasterize this body layer. Because I don't care about the vector in this point, and the line did just go away. So that's fine. I don't really. That's why I was like, it doesn't really matter, because we'll just fix it later. So I'm just gonna do. This is base, body, front. It is important that we are specifying which direction that it is. What did I open? What did I click? Hi, Luva. I love you too. I just love you more when you're not knocking my things over. Base. Oh, this is base. What did I do? Base leg. Yeah.
Period. Different body types.
And
yes.
Honestly, I didn't even. Well, actually, the bodies don't need to rotate. We actually don't need to worry about that. We're using the same body. It's just the head needs to rotate. So.
Awesome.
Hello. Oh no. What happened?
You good?
Even Photoshop can crash.
Oh no. No way.
Oh wait, no. Never mind. I selected layer style for some reason. Okay. That freaked me out for a second. Okay, so this is base. I think I did base leg, and then this would be R. Just trying to keep the same. Yeah, that's what I did. So base leg R. This would be base body. So lucky you, Gloria. You won't have to do. Well, you will have to do this again if you change the base at all. So just keep that in mind. Although it's worth it. It is worth it at the end of the day, both in Inkscape and in here. Although now you won't have to worry about naming. I spent a little too long on naming conventions. But, now it's done.
But it's worth it.
And it's worth it, especially when you're starting to do animation and everything gets named what you name these layers. Yeah, so it is actually worth it at the end here. So
okay.
Base, body. Yeah. And I think that's what I guess I body base. Okay, so body base exists, and then the rest is these. Now, I'm locking this layer. I don't want to touch it.
Mood.
We're locking
As
it.
you should.
That is very important to just keep, and then I'm going to duplicate it. And now everything is named still, and I still have it, I'm getting rid of the OG. So the reason why I did that is
Hey Mars. Hey
I didn't
Cookie.
hi
Sure,
Mars.
they messaged me.
I didn't even hear the
Huh?
wait what?
No one messaged me.
Oh, but I'm sorry. I am.
We
I
didn't want to bother you.
I
You were working so hard.
I thought you would get the ping of yeah, sorry. I thought you saw
Okay.
the message. Yeah.
I did, but yeah.
Oops. It's okay. I recorded everything. So you can go back and watch it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so the reason why I did that is so that I can actually merge the OGs, like the actual base, into the clothing. So for example, I want to do this with an arm, but I don't know which one is the arm. So let's just do this here. Okay. Oh God, what did I do again? I did the thing again. Stop. I don't want to adjust the layer filter or whatever. Okay, so I'm selecting both of these, and now I'm actually going to drag it out. Ain't that fun? So I'm going to go ahead, and I think what I did when I saw this last time is that I just went ahead and went back into Inkscape and I realigned the clothing with this arm. And that's what I would have shown you if I was actually going into here and, you know, like, doing the full final, right? But I decided to skip ahead because I just wanted to show you the workflow, right? I am still in that mode. We could go ahead and take these and combine them into our smart object, and then we could then rasterize it and do this. And I think actually I just like selected this, and then, you know, we can just fill it in if we really want to. That's the cheater's way to do it. I would rather that the vector of the clothing be like, you know, be actually aligned with the clothes, but that this is a cheater's way just to get it done real quick. This inconsistency of the lines as I'm doing this is the reason why that I would rather it be a vector. I would so much rather it be a vector than try to like line this up properly with a brush.
Yeah.
It might actually be worth it to do some testing in a drawing software and do this and set the pivot here, and then do that how the fuck do you rotate in? I kind of forgot how to. Oh, it's this way. Hello? Okay. And do this test to see if it'll fit better. And that's like, you can kind of see what I'm trying to get at here. It would be this I love the undo. I'm so glad I can just do this and then undo it because I don't want to. That's what I'm aiming for.
Right. Okay.
That's the goal. So just keep that in mind. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that there and bring this back in, make sure that it lines up, and make sure that it is in the right sorting. And then we're gonna do this is WPA arm left.
What's WPA?
Whispering Pines Academy.
Why, this is just the mortal form.
Yeah, I'm doing it based off of outfit. So this is the boarding school, or the academy like outfit name. Yeah.
Why do they have a bite out of the hand?
Because I thought it was cute.
Oh, okay.
we can get rid of it and go edit it and make changes, but did I just add that? I think I might have just added that to Violet and then was just like,
Yeah.
I think I just added that because I thought it would be cool.
It's just that they're really small. I don't think it would be visible.
Actually, it is visible. Well, I'll show you the rig.
Okay.
But so this, and then where's so same thing with this here. I'm gonna convert to smart object. It does the same thing. I'm lazy. I'm not gonna do the color matching. And then I'm just gonna throw these at the bottom here. And then I'm gonna hide both of them. And then, so let's see. So I think what I would have done in going in and editing the vector, or even just building the vector in general for the skirt. Well, I'll get to that in a second. I would have rounded it out a little bit more. But let's see. I want to hide. Get back to all of that. Okay. Wait. No, yeah, okay. And honestly, all this can just kind of do the same thing. Oh, no, it can't. So I'm gonna show Violet's parts for this, actually. So we have our head, right? So this is the front view, and then we have our side view, and they do need to kind of be lined up. I will show you why. But we are supposed to have a side view for the collar. It does look different. And that also does get changed. Even though the body doesn't really move, that collar switch does actually do a lot for seeing the direction that she's going in. So we do have to do that with blue here. And that's going to take a bit of back and forth of knowing that it's this collar range, right? So if we're moving the collar to the right, we have to make sure that we're not showing this side of the neck as well. So that's something that would have to get edited and like tested out and made sure that works. But for now, I know that this Luva. Did you guys hear that? She's knocking shit over again. Luva!
Oh.
Yum it! Goodness.
She's just a baby girl.
So, yeah, she is just a baby girl. Baby girl that's knocking over my shit! So, for the collar, this is WPA collar front. And then I would technically group that together with the other color, but we don't have it, so I'm just gonna hide this, and then the rest of this can just kind of get converted. WPA body, and then we do the legs. Oh. So yeah, I guess I would well, let's rasterize it. What's the point of having an eraser on my pen thing if it's not gonna switch to the eraser? I don't.
Oh, you probably have to like configure it.
Yeah, set it.
Like with. Yeah.
I just like
You gotta
Krita
set
better.
it. Unfortunately.
I like Krita better.
It's true.
It's so much nicer. I'll just do that just for sanity reasons. I mean, actually, no, it's not for sanity reasons. I'm not insane. I have reasons I have methods to my madness. The reason why is because
So it doesn't poke out.
if it pokes out, yeah, it'll do that. Now, not like we're gonna be moving the skirt that much, but you know, it does give the animators a little bit more range to be able to do animation. If animators, as if I'm not the animator. Well, Gloria is also an animator, so it's, you know. So it gives. Oh wow, I did it so much better the first time that I did that. Oh my goodness. This is just a really quick. Again, I would rather this get done in Inkscape than like last minute as a raster in here, but you know, just for demonstration purposes, yeah, that's a bit better. All right.
Now my cat is jumping on me and
Yeah.
blocking my screen. Hey, baby girl.
That's so funny.
Hey, baby girl.
So I forgot. I named these differently. I did WPA lower body. Or did I do body lower? Let's see. Body. Oh, maybe I renamed them in. Yeah, I renamed them in Unity. Okay. Well, WPA body lower. And then this is WPA body. No. There you go. Upper. Okay. Got those done. And then now I just need these. This is nice and simple. Convert to smart object. This is also convert to smart object. And this is WPA leg shit. Left. Yes. I could.
Those
I
legs
could do
long as
that.
hell.
Yeah, so that's
They tried to
also
put me on the boat.
that's also an added thing for animation, just to give us a little extra wiggle room. Mars, since you weren't here, why is this one marked as the left leg, even though it's on the right
Cause
side?
fuck you. Cause fuck you.
Love
That's
it.
wrong.
Love it.
I don't know. I swear I double checked.
No. I'm not. I changed it. I changed it to the other way. Why did I change it to the other way? Can you guess?
Cause I mean it's Blue's left.
Yeah. It's if
Okay,
we were
whatever.
well, okay, if we were just doing like a 2D platformer, I would not give a fuck. I would not give a fuck. But because Blue and Violet turn around and turn to the side, it's just better to have an understanding of what their
You're
left
true,
leg
you're
is.
true. That was the what's that word? Vocabulary. Okay. Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. So
It's just
that
whatever.
Whatever.
So
Whatever.
this
I don't even
is
care.
I don't even care. It's like whatever.
It's literally whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Literally, like, it's
I'll
just
see you
whatever.
on Tuesday. Let me check
I'll
my
see you on
schedule.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, innit? Sorry.
Tuesday.
Anyway.
And a bottle of water.
Anyway.
Oh my
Wait,
god, you
what?
guys just went in into that.
Sorry.
Oh
I
my
get taken
God.
by British demons sometimes.
That's so fair.
I would like some chips with ketchup.
Ketchup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ketchup.
My mom lived in
A bottle of
England
water.
for like
Oh
a
my
year,
God.
I think, and she still
Uh-huh.
calls French fries chips, and I'm like, bruh, you lived in America for like 40 years.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Get
That is
over
really
it.
funny. What did she say? She's just like, you're just saying it wrong.
Uva,
No, but
stop.
like shit, whatever.
Okay, so this is the way that it should be organized in the files. So the heads should be technically behind whatever the outfit is, and then I do have the base body just in case. There's not really much of a reason for it to be there, but it is actually. Wait, I take it back. With this base body here, if and when we are adding outfits, we can just drag and drop it into here with a reference as to where this body is. This body is our foundation for the bones. We're actually not going to even use it, but I know that it's there right over where I'm using this outfit. So therefore, when we're rigging and we're adjusting parts and outfits and things, we know that the bones are in that same position. So if at any point we're updating the WPA outfit and we need to like literally just destroy everything and bring it back in, I will still have this body base and I can line it right on top of it and know that the rig will still work. So that's why the body is there.
Can you put the front facing over that, like you did just now? Both the hair? Can I see both the hair?
Yeah. Here, give me a second. Let me turn on these, and then so there's that, and then there's this side as well.
Okay, that one, the side is supposed to be. Wait, can I see both of them? It's supposed to be like angled more.
You're talking about the back of it?
The back of her hair, yeah.
Yeah, I forget if you gave me. Did you give me a backing? Yeah, I don't think you gave me a backing. So I think I think I squished it. I think I did some.
It's the same, but it's like angled. If you can, it's hard to tell when they're not on top of each other, but it's like.
I was working with what I had.
Okay.
If you want to change it, make me a vector of it.
But okay.
I was just trying to get it to work. I think
Okay,
I
yeah.
literally just took the OG and then I squished it. That's pretty much it. And then put it to the left
That's
side.
Feel free to tell me. Shut up. Right now.
We can definitely come back to it. It's just, you know, I'm just trying to go over the workflow here. They're definitely not finals.
While I'm on my bullshit, where are the ribbons at the bottom?
The
I get
ribbons.
lost.
Oh my god, did I lose
I
the
don't
ribbons?
think they were there. I don't know if they
Oh,
were there.
I
shit.
remember
Oh.
drawing them. I definitely
there they
remember
are.
drawing them. Well, they're gone.
I forgot to
got lost
copy
in the
them
lore.
over. Actually, you know
Got
what?
lost
This
in
is
the
a
sauce.
good example of actually how we can salvage this though. Let's see. So I can select both of these, and because I know I just need this one layer, I'm going to export this also as an SVG. I can do the simple SVG now. That's fine. We'll do it like that. I'm going to I'm not selecting anything else, right? Oh! Okay, I didn't do this last time. Make sure you click the export selected only. I think that's why it imported the base from earlier. It did the weird thing off the canvas. So export selected only to do what it says. And then I'm gonna export it.
What weird thing?
Oh, well, you weren't here for it, but I exported the selected, like I selected blue, and then it also exported whatever was above it as well. So I ticking this box should fix that. So now I have that file. Here's that path, and then I can drag and drop this in. Damn, she tiny. So Alt Shift, and then bring it down. And this is why the body base is important to have, because we can
No, don't
just
take no.
what
The proportions are perfect.
give me a second. I'm eyeballing it.
I eyeball it. It's lower.
It's low. It's lower. Okay,
It's like, yeah.
like there.
It's like, you know, see the left one? It's like right at the corners. Is where
Right at the corners. Here, let me.
like where the puff.
Let me go
the
look.
puff starts.
Go look.
No, the
Here.
left one.
Oh.
On our left. You see, it's
Aha. So should be that. So that means it's too small. So hello, let me. So ideally we're importing everything together so we don't have to eyeball it. I'm gonna cheat. I'm cheating. This could get fixed later. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm
What I do when this happens to me is I export something else with it that's like bigger, so it's easier to, and then I just align that, and then it's just like comes along with it.
maybe I should have
But
done
you
that.
know,
It's
fine. It
fine.
doesn't happen often.
I'm
It's
just
fine.
gonna this is so terrible. This is
Sorry, I put you on
rasterized.
blast.
And then that and then
I love Photoshop. I love how it doesn't paste in place. You can do I think it's Control Shift V to paste in place.
I hate Photoshop so much.
Me too.
Glad
Okay.
we all came to a unison in that regard.
I've been a vocal Photoshop hater for a decade.
Yes! No, because why is it actually kind of ass?
It's so
Why is it
sometimes?
that it's
terrible.
standard and it's worse than every other?
It's so
And it's
terrible.
also I have
No.
to use it,
Literally,
Fuck
Adobe,
Adobe.
fix your fucking products.
and I have to. It's my main project. I have to use it for my job,
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Grr.
and it's only like drawing, so it's fine. But still, ew. No, it's not fine
Ooh.
actually, because it keeps deleting my keyboard shortcuts because
It
fucking
did
useless
that!
and I hate
It did that for me too! I was like, where
And
the
you know what's
fuck's
even
my
more
thing?
fucked up? You can save your keybind preferences as a separate file, but when it does that shitty thing, it literally goes into your computer and deletes that file. And I'm like, kill yourself. Photoshop.
Oh my god. That's so annoying.
You know
Ugh.
what the file name is? It's .kys, and that's exactly how
That's
I feel about you, Photoshop,
literally-
too. I'm glad the feeling
Actually,
is
That's
mutual.
so
that-
funny.
Is that actually what the Photoshop file is?
Yes.
That's
yes.
so funny.
Yes.
That is
The
actually
feeling
so
is
rage
fucking
baiting.
mutual. Okay. Let's,
Okay, alright.
Calm,
calm. Okay, I'm also gonna delete that part because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so now that blue is perfect and we're never ever gonna have to change anything about them ever again.
Yes.
Yes.
This is really random, but I actually wanted to ask you guys something. So, do you see how their eyes are not black, but they're actually like dark purple?
Yeah,
That was like
Yeah.
something that I kind of missed, but
I like it.
because that's like, yeah, I like it too. But it's more like a style for the whole game. Should black be black, like pure black?
No.
Or...
no. It should be.
Nah.
It's actually better for
I
screens
like-
if it's not black.
I like it
Yeah.
too.
I also think it's softer on the eyes because if it's
Yeah.
just pure black, it's just gonna be. It might make things jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it works in like Hades. It has the isometric and the like outside of the floor is pure black, but it, like,
Yeah,
it's more of like a vibrant
Yeah.
game, and I imagine this one to be like
more
more
softer,
softer
or
colors.
Yeah.
And then they also
Exactly.
have like these colors sprinkled in, like not to glaze Hades, but absolutely to glaze Hades. It's beautiful.
No, honestly, so valid. But yeah,
Um,
I think their style is definitely more different from what I
Mhm.
feel like we're trying to portray with like narrative wise and art wise. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the dark purple anyway. I'm biased
Yay.
for purple.
So, okay, so this is another reason why having Google Drive Desktop is awesome. What did I? Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a couple things to just set this up. I'm going to just leave this PlayStation file. Oh my god, Photoshop file. I'm going to
PlayStation.
I don't know why I said that.
Dude.
I'm going to duplicate it, not delete it. And Violet, we have Violet Rig main. So I'm going to name this as Blue Rig main. and I'm going to put it in the blue file. So we're going to treat that as the main file. These can get edited and whatnot. Ideally, we're going and like just trying to not constantly work on top of the main just in case something gets fucked up. It's just, it's just a good insurance thing. But now we have all our parts, and then on top of that, so we have the main files in here, and then on top of that, we're gonna go and drag this into Unity, and this is also a completely separate file. So that means that if we are, for some reason, and probably going to want to do this a couple of times because it's really nice, but I'm gonna drag in blue. Well, basically, if you're gonna make changes in this main file in Unity, like in the Unity project, you should make sure that you drag it into Google Drive Desktop so it gets updated. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. But in importing this, I'm gonna go over here to importer. We're gonna move it to PSD importer. And then what did I do here? So yeah, so I realized way too late that I would have rather the pixels per unit to be 10, but here we are. So we're leaving it at 100 for now. Maybe I decide to change that later. I don't want to do that shit now.
100 pixels.
So, couple things. So 100 pixels per unit, full rect. I'm getting rid of the extrude edges. And then in layer management, we have, look how lovely this is organized. So the naming conventions definitely do matter. We would not have gotten this if we did it just like throwing in SVGs or even just exporting from Inkscape and all that fun stuff. So we have to use Photoshop, or at least avoid Photoshop as much as possible until the last minute. I'm not choosing to include the hidden layers because the hidden layer is the base body, but in some cases it actually does make sense to include the hidden layers because we do want the like side view and the different views. But for now, we're just gonna not, because I don't wanna. Hey, so that's what I mean by I didn't really. You know what? No, never mind. I'm taking it back. Pixels per unit is 10, and I'll go back and fix Violet myself. Because the reason why, where's Violet? Oh.
She ran away. Oh.
Wait a second. What? I thought that would fix it. Did that not fix it? What? Is it the other way? Do I have to make it big? Oh, maybe it's... Wait a second. Is it the other way? I hate math. I mean, I love math, don't get me wrong. But also, this is a little dumb. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Our pixels per unit is 1,000.
1,000 pixels per unit.
1,000.
Little crazy.
Oh,
but it's
just a 2 extra zeros.
I don't know why. Okay, so the reason why is this is 1 meter in Unity.
1,000 pixels.
I guess I just was trying to make it so that they were like. You guys know me and my whole numbers, right? So it's good to have a frame of reference. They are not 6 feet tall, right? If I have 2 cubes, I guess they are 6 feet tall. Never mind, we're doing Minecraft proportions.
1 block equals 1 meter.
Right?
Yay!
So they're equivalent to 2 blocks tall, right? So that matches out. With Violet, I did the import so that it would be 100 pixels per unit, and you saw how big that imported in, and then in the actual prefab, I have to size her down all the way down to a tenth of her size. Let's not do that again. I decided not to go back and fix things because it does mess up the entire rig. I'm not excited to have to go back in and do all that. Hence why now blue is set to 1,000. I am going to make sure that I write that in these notes here. Pixels per unit equals 1,000. Do not forget or I'll kill you. Parentheses. In red. Bolded. On screen so you can see this. Do not forget or I'll kill you. Okay. So it's just so much nicer to be able to operate in a proper space here. So now that that's set up, you'll notice that Violet has a rig and blue does not. That means that we need to go ahead and make one. We actually don't need to go ahead and make one from scratch. It's actually really nice because I already did all of that work for us. And we can actually just copy and paste the one from Violet. So I'm opening the sprite editor and we're gonna go to Luva. Thank you. We're gonna go to the skinning editor. And this is why we want to set up the Photoshop file in the way that we want, the way that we did. I'm going to click visibility up at the top, and you'll actually be able to see, we don't have any bones, but you can see all the sprites, and you can go ahead and see, we have all of our naming conventions again, and you can see all the things in the Photoshop file. Now, this is why I said earlier, if you want to go and change something in the Photoshop file while you're dealing with the rigging, you do want to make sure that you update the file in Google Drive, because it won't be updated in Google Drive. It will just be in Unity. But you can just go ahead and double click on this asset, and it will open this up, notably separate from the file that we were working on earlier. And just for example, I'm going to spill mustard on their shirt.
What?
Wow.
Not the mustard.
Not the mustard.
Hello. Can I get a mustard?
That's so rude.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I forgive you.
Why is this? Oh, color picker is being dumb. Okay. It's gonna be like a gross mustard too. There you go. Hello? Oh, I was drawing on the wrong layer. Well,
lol.
happens to everyone.
Not me. Just kidding.
Okay. Rasterized mustard. Woo! No, that's shit mustard. I'm too much of an artist to.
Okay.
Gotta. This has to be very specific. There we go. There we go.
I fear it looks like piss a little bit.
Hey!
That's just weird. I'm sorry.
Here, maybe I make it like. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. It's beautiful. Beautiful mustard.
That looks terrible. I'm sorry. Then we're just gonna. You validated the fuck out of me, and then I was just like, no, I hate it. Why am I so specific on this mustard? This is there we go, mustard. Woo, yay. Okay, and then I save.
Okay, perfect.
And then yeah. Right?
Oh my goodness.
So that's actually going to be really nice and that does change across the board even after we do animations, after, right? Like that is the source of the sprites, which is why I decided that I'm just going to fucking use Photoshop because otherwise you can't do that. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind that this is the Photoshop file that is saved in Project Heart and will be tracked by GitHub. So, you can make changes and save them into Google Drive. There should be enough copies, right? Remember, we have the original, right? Like I did say we have a main file, and then we have these other files. So we have these as a reference, and then, so we should have enough so that we're not like completely overwriting things and can go back to older versions. It is we should just be as we're making more outfits and more if we're like really overhauling anything, it's just good to just make copies and just save it in the Google Drive somewhere, even if you think you might never use it again. It's just good to have references, and also, it's not the worst thing ever to have a log of all the different versions of things in different files, Mars, so they're not all stuck in the same file, so that your computer blows up and we still can have access to all the old versions.
What are you talking about?
The sketches are fine. It's just when we're spend so much time on vectors, it's it's a little bit more important to make sure we save the individual ones a couple different times. So, anyways, on that
Don't
note,
let anyone know that I do sketches.
apparently, especially more than just a few, because you can't save a new file for every single sketch. It has to all be in the same parent file for any project that you have.
So much easier.
So, why is that's why. Okay. So, now, technically, the way to start making bones is by going to create bone, and then you can go ahead and just kind of start like this. Luva, you are well fed and loved. Why do you do this to me?
Just Kitty.
That's Kitty.
I would do it like
It
this,
requires
and then it requires attention. Actually, I am realizing that I hate the way that I rigged this, and I would actually want to let's split that. Nope. Oh, well, so actually this is a good reference. So you can actually choose the bones and look at this hierarchy, and this yellow bone is directly attached to the red one, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to pull this out. And then it shouldn't be anymore. Yeah. There we go. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, it's this. It would be this. And this. And that's attached to this. And then I want the blue one also to be attached to the red one and not the yellow one. So you can play with the hierarchy a little bit. I'm not going to go too in depth about that because there are videos that I shared that are in the page that I'm referencing right now that go through how to rig things. All you need to know is that we actually don't need to do that from scratch. I don't think we need to do that from scratch for any characters at all. Or at least human characters, because you can actually just go ahead to Violet's rig here. So let me go to Violet rig main. I'm going to open. I did not want to open that file. I'm just going to select it, and you'll see that we have all these bones. I'm down at the bottom left. We have copy rig. So I'm going to click copy that, and then I'm going to go over to blue, and I'm going to paste the rig. And at the bottom right, it's going to say, here, let me make this bigger. It's going to say bones and mesh. I just want the bones, and we're going to do all the meshes. Hello? while they're here, why don't I see them? Oh, is it because it's so big? Oh, this is what I mean by the rig. It gets all messed up. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Shit. Biscuits. Fuck. Wow. That's really annoying. I thought that was going to be easier than that. This is what I mean by the pixel ratio does matter. So let's just, I'll just show you what it does.
Oh.
Sorry, that caught me so off guard. What happened to her? Oh my goodness. You got
That's what I mean by the pixel ratio matters.
You got
Yes.
fucking Violet on Ozempic. Holy shit.
So like, it's mainly because I animated it at the original size, and the bones were in a specific location / scale, all that fun stuff. The bones haven't changed. The sprite size has changed. So I could technically, actually, I'm curious to see this. See, like, the animation is still there. It's just the
Yeah.
sprites are all messed up, and that
That
means
shit's
the
all scaled
animation
wrong.
needs to get all done differently. So, that means I have to go back in and redo the entire animation. But this is why we make early mistakes, and then we document doing them, and then you share to your friends to not do those mistakes, so that no one has to go back and go a little insane on trying to do that again. Now I changed the pixel ratio, and I think, if my hypothesis is correct, I copied it. I'm gonna get rid of these bones because I don't want them anymore. Oh god. I don't want you. Go home. Or I guess you don't have a home. Go die. And then paste the rig, and get rid of the mesh, and then bones. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. So the bones are there now. I'm gonna apply it, and I'm just gonna go back and change Violet back to being 100 because I'll do that later, but before GDC, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So now I have so ideally, next time that a character gets made, you set the pixels per unit to 1,000, and then you go to blue and not violet, and you copy the rig, and then, I'm just gonna go. So now we have copied the rig, but we don't have any of the. So if I go to preview pose and I try to move things, you'll notice like nothing is attached. So that's where you go through, and you do not want to do auto weights. You don't want to do it. It's really fucking annoying. You don't want to do it. I will say we will probably want to add a rig or bones to Blue's hair in the back there. But we'll get to that later. I think for now, we're just gonna take that rig, initial rig, and then adjust it to Blue's body type. Now, also the reason why we wanted to copy that rig is because all the names are here. You don't have to go rename everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. The legs are fine. That's the back hair bone, and I just put that there for Violet. I'm gonna move this. I don't want to make it bigger. So yeah, move that there. I'm gonna move this over here a little bit, and this here. Okay, and then so now we're gonna want to do bone influence. So what this does is you're going to select the sprite that you want. I'm going to just go to a sprite view, and we're going to start with the body. So I'm going to actually hide everything else. We're just going to start with the body. So body upper is this one, and I am going to select I'm going to add this bone here. So I selected the body upper bone and selected and added it, and then I'm going to just kind of go down. So select body lower, select the body lower bone and add it. Same thing with the legs. So that's the right. This is our left. The arm. So this one actually is going to have two. So we have, I'm going to select that one, and then the hand as well. You can hold control to select both and then add them both. And then same thing here, select these two, add them both. And then I'm going to show the head again and hide the outfit. And we have our head front. We do head there. That's just going to be the head bone, the base eyes. I'll show you that in a second. So we got the front hair needs to be attached to all three of these. Not the eye bones though. Let's do that. So you'll notice we have, this is why I named hair 0, right? So again, the sprite should be named based off of sorting layer, 0 being the frontmost, and then you go up from there, so it'd be 0, 1, 2. And then we have hair 0, left bone, right bone, and that's our naming convention here. And then this will also be, we might want to, you might want to mess with the weights a little bit more, but I'm just going to attach it to the hair 0 bone, and then these will also get attached to the hair 2 bone. And if we really wanted to, we could create bones for the hair. I selected this hair 2 bone, and then just drag that bone out, hit escape, and then also take this one and put that out and hit escape, and then we can attach just for example purposes. So I'm going to go back to bone influence and then add those two, and I'm going to make sure that I name those bones properly. We're going to do hair 2, oh goodness, that is my left bone. It is really hard to make sure that I'm naming it correctly.
All good, all good.
I know my lefts from rights, and I know the opposites of my lefts and rights as well. Okay, so, and that's how you make a unique rig for something. You know, it's good to start with the base so that you don't have to, literally rig out everything from scratch again. But Blue has these extras. I'm gonna want to animate them a little bit more. Probably even gonna want to. I'm gonna drag these up, and then here I'm gonna make sure I edit bone, and then drag them up. I'm gonna do like here and there. And that's gonna get a little confusing, but it's fine. Okay, and then so now here's where we want to do auto weights. So you do not want to click associate bones, because if you do that, it will just do like a top-down view and then assign the weights to the bones as to like whatever's closest to it, and that means like the arm is going to affect the hair in the back. And that's, we definitely don't want that. That's why we went through and assigned all the bones to their respective sprites. So now I'm going to hit generate all, and there you go. There's our weights And we should be able to go ahead and move everything, including
Nice.
our hair. Ooh. So yeah, that's where we're gonna wanna play with weights a little bit more. Maybe this needs another bone, but this should be pretty fine. Probably add another bone for that tassel, but then our head is attached here. So that's really important, right? Our head bone affects everything else, right? So, Luva, stop. So the head bone, you can see in this parenting, right? We have all these bones underneath it. So that's why the hierarchy exists. You definitely want to think about that as you're setting up everything. I also think everything is, generally everything else is also attached to these. I am realizing, though, that I missed the collars. So let me get that real quick. The outfit, the collar, front needs to be attached to this bone. And then, so because I missed that, I still have to assign the weight. So I'm going to go ahead and, now notice I have that sprite selected.
Hello.
So I'm going to make sure that I have that sprite selected. So me doing auto weights here is going to only affect that one and not everything. So just keep that in mind. Now, just for example, so I'm gonna click out come on. Okay, click a lot to get out, and then we're gonna go to weight brush. Let's say for the hair, let's say I want to have this strand affected more by this bone. I'm gonna go to head front and then hair front 0, and then I have my weight brush. You can adjust some things here. Ow! Oh my goodness, claws out as she jumps onto my arm.
Oh no. That
Okay.
means she's fed up with you and she needs attention.
Okay. So, wow, that was quite something. So the hardness, I'm just gonna snap all the way out to 100, and then get that there. But I think that actually is a little too much. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit, see what you're at. And the nice thing is that you can actually adjust the rig as you're doing it, so you can see what's going on here. And yeah, we can just say that that's what we want. So then you can go up here and then restore pose, and it'll set the bones all back to their original place. Yeah. Weight brush to clean up, auto weights. Okay, cool. Any questions on importing and that rigging process there?
Not yet. I might have questions in the future.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
It looks pretty simple to me. Yeah.
So now that we have that, we should, in the scene view, there we go. We have all of our bones. And everything's rigged
I
up.
do have a question.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What if we want separate things to be animated? So, like, for example, I'm thinking of, like, what if we want Violet and Blue to blink once in a while? How would we go about?
Aha! So I am going to show you that now, actually. So,
Perfect!
real quick, so, you might have asked yourself earlier why I grouped the eyes together, just in case we wanted to, like, move them individually. That actually doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
I totally did group those eyes together in Photoshop. They are on the same layer. They're merged together, even rasterized. But because there is empty space, there's an alpha of 0 in between them, we can just kind of attach them separately. So you can keep that in mind. That means that the pigtails and the back can also be on the same layer, and it'll still allow us to do the same thing, even though that's completely fucked up. Actually, that's that is a good thing to point out. Here, let me do the weight brush on the hair back there. So I didn't actually don't think I need to add a new bone. I totally could, but yeah, just for shits and gigs, let's try not to. Or sorry, let's try to just keep oh yeah, no. Let's. I do have the hair two bone. So it just because the hair two bone isn't attached to this, it didn't get affected. So I'm just gonna weight brush it, and we're just gonna do that. So even though that bone in the middle, this one right here, like it still affects that, but even though it's not touching it, doesn't mean that it won't affect the weight influence. Now, I obviously don't like that kink. I do think that we probably should still add a bone in there, but that is a thing that can be done. Okay, so now we get to, yeah, exactly, the blinking.
Yes.
So that was the big thing of like trying to figure out how do we rotate the players and switch sprites out and all that fun stuff. And that's also another reason why I was just like, well, let's just use Photoshop and then have all the layers so that it'll process everything properly. So, for example, we're going to keep using Violet here. So this is my Violet idle animation. I'm actually kind of proud of that idle animation.
Very cute.
It's cute.
I can switch to the side here, and you'll notice that we did actually switch these sprites out. Now, we could have, I think the old way to do this would have been just like record going at the very like first frame, record going into each one of these and setting the sprite renderer image to something different. And we could just do it that way, but you know, let's do it the modern way, and it's actually kind of easy once you can understand how to do it. So the modern way is creating a sprite library, and you'll be able to you just add component and then sprite library, but and then you'll make an asset. And underneath sprites, I just put it right next to the rig, and I just named it Violet lib main. And you can double click that, and it gives us this view. And it actually, what this does is allow us to have different types of sprites. So we have our eyes, we have the hair. We have the different heads, and the body, and the color, all that fun stuff. And it does make it so that in here, so on the very top, we set the library, and then I did neck accessory, and you will add the sprite resolver is what it's called. And then once it's like organized into its bits, you can choose the category. Like I could choose hair, and you know, it would pop up. It's acting weird because it's not expecting that. And that's not. Yeah. Also, by the way, when you do that, the reason why it's acting weird is because it's still attached to the bone that you assigned to it in the sprite editor. So both of these neck accessories have weights to the bone of the body. So I can switch in between these, but if I go to Violet's rig in Sprite Editor and I look at the collars, can we not? I don't want to see every single one. There we go. So you can see that both of these are individually set as their weight to the body. Same with the hair. So you do have to, even though we're switching and technically using the same rig, every single sprite has to be assigned to its own bones and weights and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay.
which is why the Violet Photoshop file has the head front and side basically on top of each other, because I actually did have it so that like the side was on the left hand side. Like I was gonna try to import the heads individually and then just like put them together, but for rigging purposes that sucks. So
Yeah.
you just want the all the parts to be where they're supposed to be, and then just like kind of layer them on top of each other, even if it looks weird in the Photoshop file. Which means if we have like 3 or 4 outfits for Violet, they are all going to need to be layered on top of each other in the Photoshop file. Which again is why it's good to have that base body as a reference for where the bones are going to be sitting. So yeah, so what happens is basically, yeah, we'll set up that library. Each of these objects has a sprite resolver on it, and then that actually will allow us to go ahead and just change outfits.
Mhm.
We'll literally, like for the eyes, like I have the two different ones, but we could also do a blink and just switch out the eyes. It's actually really nice once it's all set up. Now, one thing is, you notice I did make a prefab out of this, mainly because this is not as organized as it could be initially when you drag it in. So for blue, eventually I will want to go ahead and so the rig can stay the same. We are going to need to update that main file and then add the side view and whatnot. That does mean that here, I'll give you a better visual. So right now this is the asset file. This is literally the Photoshop file that we're editing. But what this view is with Violet is a prefab, and I just reorganized things to make it easier. But if I actually just drag the asset file in, first of all, she's big as fuck, and so bring her down, and then you'll notice that you can see the side view, and look at this organization. Wow, very cool.
Wow.
So this is all the names of the sprites, right? You can see all the base, and this is also why I named things WPA and base, so that I had a good visualization as to what is what. Now the thing is, I had 2 collars. I actually don't need both of these collars, right? I really only need one object that is sitting in that spot that is holding reference to both of those collars. So what I did in the prefab is made a neck accessory object. So I just deleted that side, and then I did neck accessory, and then I went, well, sorry, at the very top I did the sprite library, and then reference the Violet one, and then I can go to neck accessory and then do sprite resolver, and I have that already as a thing, and then very easily on the same game object we can just switch back and forth here.
Nice.
We can do that through code, we can do that through animation, the switching of the sprites, that is. And yeah, so then I would just, like, with blue here, I would just go through and rename the objects, the game objects that hold the sprites, as their generalized name, which is like body upper, arm R, arm left, arm right, arm left, body lower, and then yeah, all the way down. And then those would have the resolvers, and then we can switch those out for different animations.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then I think there's also, yeah, the last thing that I'm gonna just point out is you want to just mark auto rebind. I think that is just when bones change and or like sprites change or something happen. Oh, sorry. When the sprite renderers change, the sprite skin will try to look for I moved it. The transforms that it is needed for the sprite using the root bone and the transform. Yeah, we just want to turn that on, and it's not on by default. So you would just go through neck accessory, auto rebind, and then go down, and then you do want to leave the bones. There is like body upper bone, and then all the other bones that are attached to it. Those bones are the actual like the white things that you see here. So it is important to just keep those separate, but in the Violet 2D rig, I just made a sprite parent and put all the sprite renderers underneath it so that we could just organize that simply. And that's it. The rest of it is just animating it. Yeah. So like, I guess I could just do that real quick. Just do an example. I'm not gonna do a full. Oh, you know what? I could do the walk front because I didn't. So this is what I did with this. I will actually. Yeah. So again, you can see the sprite resolvers are here. You do wanna. I realized that I didn't do that here with idle, and I need to go back and do that and assign. Yeah, I'll just do it right here, so you can see what I mean. So I want to record and make sure that the neck accessory is set to the front. It is already, but just in case we're going from side view to front view, it just needs to make sure that it is set to the right one. Same thing with all of the other, all the hair and other things, but I'm just going to do that for now. And then the front view. So I just did this very simply, just because I was really tired in this. I just wanted it to be done. But,
Just wanted to move, yeah.
So the way I'm doing these looping animations, is, I try to, actually, you don't want this playhead at the front. I'm going to move it all the way to 30. And then, so I hit record, and I rotate this bone just a little bit, and you'll notice it's these two bones that got updated, especially this shoulder bone, and then also the hand should be, actually no, it's just that shoulder bone, which is this keyframe in here. But without it, here, I'm just going to undo that. Oh, a lot of selections. So without it, there also isn't a keyframe at the front here. So the initial thing that I do, especially when trying to animate a bone that isn't keyframed yet, so I will make that change, and then I get this first keyframe, I'll select it, and then put it all the way at the end of my animation. So copy, paste. So that I get that smooth movement.
Right.
Because otherwise, if I don't do that, then it will just look like this, right? So just classic animation stuff of just making sure you have the first frame as the last frame. So it goes back and forth,
Yep.
just like that.
Yep.
And yeah, the rest of it is just animation basics.
Animation goodness.
Yeah. I will say that it is fun to be able to go in and set the specific like curves of things. If you select a parameter and then press F, it will give you this full curve and you can mess with it.
Okay.
I think I'm really debating on there's a package that I can get for like $20 that will actually allow us to select and apply different animation curves, like the different types, so we don't have to like go in and make keyframes by hand and do this whole like, you know, thing
That
to
whole deal, yeah.
try to animate, you know, whatever we're doing. But we'll come back to that. I haven't made that decision yet. But yeah,
Think about
and then I'll think about it. But yeah, from there it's just animations, and then setting up the animations in the animation controller as usual. Blend trees, all that fun stuff. Scripting to get the animations to run. Yeah, but that's the rigging
Cool.
process.
Yay!
It should get easier every time that you do it. It will be a little bit of a bitch the first time that you do it. I did say at the beginning of this meeting that it took me like 20 to 25 hours of just setting up this workflow and getting it to work. But hopefully I shaved off like 10 by recording this, doing some documentation, and having the examples here for everyone to kind of use as a reference. Yeah.
Thank you, Sky. We all say in unison.
Yeah, it was quite something, but it definitely, I'm glad I did it because, wow, I nearly cried when I got this idol to work because I was like, oh my god, she's alive.
Just breathing and well.
I did spend like a good hour on just this idol. But like, you know, like the sway of the hair and get, you know, like it just, if you do it right and you get it to sit, it does pay off. Yeah. So that is, it's quite a process, but it does look really good. And here I will actually go back and, because I don't think Mars has seen or Ruben, I don't think either of you have seen the village scene here.
It's very cute. It's very slay.
So I pulled in Alara's block out of the cathedral,
Nice.
which is very cute. But also here, maybe I should add it to the build scene, whatever. So what I did today was, so earlier this week was doing these inputs. We have the keyboard left, right, and then you can, I just have my controller attached, but if you have a controller or controllers attached, it should search and find them, and you can assign them to both blue and violet. But I did the inputs for left and right so that we can just play test without needing a key or a controller. And then local play. Why didn't the camera move to...
Yes.
Why didn't the camera move? Oh, I didn't... Wait, it totally was working earlier when I showed Gloria. That's so weird, but let me... That's so weird. What the fuck? I did that in the key of secret tunnel.
Secret
tunnel through the mountain. I don't know why it's doing
So
that.
weird.
Oh wait, did I accidentally? Why is it? What the fuck? Anyways, whatever. It's fine. I recorded it, but I made it so that the main camera will target in between both players when they are close enough, and then eventually they will split apart and do split screen. But yeah, you can see you could see a little bit of Violet here. this is kind of what it would look like. And
Yeah, I was about something like that. Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I think it's really cute.
Aww.
Oh,
Yeah.
there she goes.
So like, you know, yeah. Like it's coming together, and I really like this. This is really cute. And I'm
That is
really happy
really
with the
nice.
rigs.
Yeah, no. I think. Okay, like this is like my own personal opinion.
Mhm.
I think like just adding like a shader on top will definitely just make it look better.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely needs, like, it will get the love that it deserves. But the fact that the yeah.
That's the only thing it's missing. It's like the way the character moves. Like maybe creating like an effect where the camera looks like it's looking through everything like it's paper.
Yeah, something like that. I do, like, that's really just our, so that's kind of what I want. I'm gonna play around with some stuff. There's not much we can do in a week, but that is the initial goal with our prototype of the cathedral and whatnot, is really just, doing everything, so, like, down to a T of, like, of trying to figure out the art style. Doing these character rigs is a part of that, but then also, you know, just yeah, we're gonna have to do shaders. We're gonna have to set the camera in the right place. It's also the models and all that fun stuff. But
Oh yes.
Guy, I have a question.
mm-hmm.
So, for the rigs, it's just gonna be characters, right? Do you see rigs being used in any other way, like objects or background things or whatnot?
I mean, yeah, there could be rigs for other things. I mean, but I don't know, any of the characters, the cats need rigs, or
Yeah.
at least a rig. We'll do one rig and then we'll use the same one.
Yeah, I guess
Grass.
that's another way to frame the question. Okay, yeah, like the grass
Yeah.
or like background trees or when things are happening in the environment, like say like specific scenes, right? And
Mhm.
you want like certain things to be animated. Would that be going through a rig process, or are there other like methods to animating?
It
said
would be a
background?
combination of rigs and shaders.
Okay.
But yeah. What fucking camera am I looking through right now?
Hmm?
I don't think this is the cam.
So
What?
we haven't like downloaded the GitHub or anything.
Oh,
But like all of this
Hi.
stuff for the rigs like would be in there, right?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, cool. There's nothing besides Unity and GitHub that I need to get.